Megan Alley Doodles asks, is there something about parenting that you had planned on implementing with Scarlett when she was born that when she arrived or over time you decided it didn't work for you after all? That is a good question. Maybe I should have prepped. Oh, okay, I can think of one and hopefully another will come to me because I know there's probably just buckets of them. One is, I used to nanny for a little boy that you had to hold him all the time. If you even like gestured like you were gonna sit down, he screamed bloody murder. Along those lines, he also did not like anyone to hold him other than very, very, specific people. And he was just a couple months old when he started this, and I realized that his parents really catered to him with that, which is totally, that's their own parenting technique. But I made a mental note that I really wanted to get Scarlett into other people's arms so she could feel the security of the people that we trusted around her and know that she's not only safe in this world when just pressed up against mom. And I wanted to be able to sit down because that was really hard to nanny that little boy. He screamed the kind of scream where you think your ears are just gonna like fall apart if you even gestured about sitting down. So I tried to make sure lots of family members were holding Scarlett. I was hoping like crazy that she wouldn't have crazy stranger issues because I was doing this wonderful thing of passing her off to, Ryan's sister and his mother and my mom and our really close friends and letting them have a lot of interaction time with her outside of mom's arms. It didn't do a lick of good. She got crazy stranger anxiety by 4 months old. So, even though she was really happy when they were holding her when she was 3 months and under, she smiled and cooed and everything. She hit 4 months and all she wanted was mom. Even Ryan was not a good enough stand-in. Mom only. She's never been a screamer, so she never really screamed, but she would arch and twitch and whine and mama, mama as soon as she could start saying that. And the stranger issues lasted until now. She still can't go through church daycare, like when we take her to childcare during Sunday services. I get Paige to come back and get her within 10 minutes every time, and I've tried so many things. I've sat there with her, I've sat in the corner of the room not interacting with her. I've done all of the techniques that I used to recommend to my preschool moms, and now I feel for them because I'm one of them, and she's just really, really strong-willed. She knows what she wants, and if she actually does start to cry, the crying is not going to stop until the problem is solved. However, once mom picks her up, it's like crying, 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 hushed, problem over. So it's just one thing we thought would happen in our lives where she would just be pretty well adjusted in other people's arms, and didn't work out so great. I probably have others, but we'll move on. Ooh, am I going to say this name wrong? Yes, I am. Elish, is that what it is? Ilish McGowan, sorry, said, what made you start vlogging? I watched a good chunk of the TTC, which is Trying to Conceive, and New Mom Community for about 2 years before I ever started vlogging, with no plans to vlog. And I learned a lot from them, and I commented all the time on their stuff, and I was friends with them on Facebook, and some of them recognized my name, and so I actually had some established friendships with that community of the vlogging world before I ever put up a video. And oh, I'm getting like comments and things on my Facebook, which is messing up my list here. Eek. So I didn't plan on it, but then when Scarlett came, our doctor, because of her birth issues, you can watch my labor and delivery video, which will be linked below too if you don't know what I'm talking about, but because of her birth issues, she said that we needed to stay home kind of like in a bubble for the first 2 to 3 months of her life, and I couldn't have that many guests, and I wanted to show off my new little person, even though she was incredibly orange with jaundice and then got really bad baby acne. So I started making videos to remember the very first moments of being a new parent and to show her off to my real life people. So that's another good point right here is a lot of people have their YouTube channels separate from their like in real life world, and mine is not. A lot of the people who watch are people I see on a daily basis, people I used to work with, all that kind of thing. So just in case you ever wondered, that's why I don't talk about some of the things that other people talk about on their channels, like big time infertility issues and some really in-depth personal, more like mom community stuff, because I have a lot of different audience people that could possibly be watching this. Am I saying like a lot? I felt it there. Hopefully not. Mariah Ruby Hunt. Ooh, pretty name. You should write a book. That would look good in bold print at the bottom of a book. Mariah Ruby Hunt. It should be probably like pre-teen, no, not pre-teen, post-teen, slightly steamy romance novels. A little bit trashy. Go for it. Do you plan on homeschooling, public or private school? We already talked about this. Is there any sport or activity that you would like Scarlett to do when she is old enough? Ryan's a basketball coach. Some of you guys know that. I've done some clips of him coaching before, and he's a really sporty guy, so I'm sure she'll be in a lot of different things. I wish somebody would have shown me that it was, you know, how to get started in sports, because I was always interested in joining the teams but had zero experience or knowledge and was too scared to be the only kid who didn't know what any of the terms meant or how to hold the ball properly or shoot the ball or hit the ball or whatever it was. So I was never in any sports like that. Scarlett will be introduced to a lot, and then she can pick and choose what she wants to do. Rachel Kate Ranson asks, if 10 years ago you could have seen your life now, what would you be most surprised by? That's a good question too. You guys are good at this. 10 years ago. What was I doing 10 years ago? Let's just throw it 15 years ago, just to get enough distance, because Ryan and I have been together long enough that that'll be far enough away. I would be shocked as hell at who I married and where I live. My relationships before Ryan were like crazy roller coaster rides, runaway. I ran away with a guy, oh, maybe I should save that for my 10 things you don't know about me. I'd run away out of the state with 2 different guys, and they were crazy, crazy, woo, whoa, what am I doing? Not really me style relationships. So, and I think that I sort of thought that, okay, this is the path I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on these like whirlwind, I don't know. I thought I'd get married and I would probably fight a lot in my marriage, and I don't, and we don't. So that is nuts. And also, I never thought that I would leave the like area that I lived in when I was single, because I loved it. So that's crazy to me too. Katiekins YouTube said, if I won $1 million and had 1 week to spend it, what would I buy? Can't save it or invest. What is the most expensive item that I own that I regret buying? Whoa. Okay, first $1 million, gigantic Villa Kula house first, and one for each of my friends and family in a little commune, so we can all be together and kind of cult-like. That sounds weird. We'll have dresses made. We'll wear our hair a special way. No. Houses first. Trips around the world. Ryan wants to go visit all the I countries, so we would go to Italy and India and Iceland and things like that. And is my $1 million gone? Yes. Yeah, that's more than $1 million, so there's that. That's what I would do. What's the most expensive item that I own that I regret buying? I would say my laptop, which is named GertieTron 5000. I don't regret her. I love her so, but I dropped her in less than a year of owning her, so that kind of sucks. Like, big time. I miss her a lot. Melissa Porter asks, since you worked with kids before, would you consider opening a home daycare so you could make money and be a stay-at-home mom with Scarlett and other possible beebles? You know, that's actually been suggested to me a lot. I've had some of the parents that I worked with at the preschool that I taught with suggested that. My mother-in-law suggested that. There are so many legal steps you have to take and insurance steps you have to take that take away from your profit margins if you have a home daycare, that I just don't think it would really be worth it to me unless it was a complete passion that I had. And I really don't have that much of a passion for having my own home daycare. It would be fun because I could come up with some really creative ideas. I think I could have a pretty cool daycare. Decorating it would be cool too. But no, it's just not the right thing for me. Okay, we're going to keep moving because there's so many.